Well, hello, everyone, and welcome here to Exeter. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you. It's the 2023 NHIAA Division I Girls Lacrosse Semifinal. Here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, we're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS network. The winner heads to the championship game. Well, they will face top seed Bedford after the Bulldogs advanced earlier today with a 13-0 victory over Nashua South. This is a rematch from about a month or so ago. Of course, interesting storylines surrounding these two programs. BG, not your typical 6 seed. The Cardinals, the two-time defending Division I champions, challenged themselves in the out-of-state schedule, and as a result, came up with the Division's 6th best record. But don't be fooled, the roster, as usual, loaded with NCAA talent, and once again led by head coach Leslie Y. Portsmouth on the other side. Head coach Jojo Curro led them to back-to-back Division II championships in 2021 and 2022. They make the jump to Division I seamlessly. They end up as the 2 seed. They beat BG in the regular season. That game about a month ago. So this one is anybody's guess. Yes, as two of the premier programs getting set to square off with a ticket to Tuesday's championship awaiting the winner.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And do you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
This was going to be a battle.
good game ahead of us. We've got a really strong matchup here at the draw circle. 2 first-team all-state selections matching up. We've got strong goaltenders on both sides and teams that just play really well together, well-rounded on all ends of the field.
That regular season contest was a high-scoring affair, with the Clippers topping the Cardinals 16-11. We got a big crowd here. A little bigger than our previous semifinal. Weather has improved a little bit. It stopped drizzling. Still overcast and still a bit chilly. Temperatures right now about 48 degrees. And that turf field a little soggy here at Eustis Field at Bill Ball Stadium. 3 officials ready to go. And right away, we got a violation here against Bishop Guertin. So the Clippers in their home whites are going to head left to right here on the attack to begin this first half. All right, some keys, Kristen. What does it come down to, in your opinion? Both teams obviously are well coached and experienced, but what are some of the X factors to look for both ways?
Yeah, both teams have those high-power offenses that can score goals, and so the team with more possessions ultimately, I think, is going to come out victorious today. So the draw controls, 50-50 ground balls, being really scrappy, that's going to be a really contributing factor.
Both sidelines making noise here on the first possession of the game. This is Avery Runke. We'll say her name a lot tonight, I'm sure. Number 13 in white, the senior midfielder, an All-American, and a Loyola commit. Going to get the whistle and a free position shot to begin. A chance to put the Clippers on the board early. If she can score here with just over a minute gone by, Runke going to charge to the cage and score. It's a late release that does the trick. Able to beat sophomore goaltender Haley Mitchell over the shoulder. And the Clippers take advantage. It's 1-0 Portsmouth.
Avery Runke is one of the more athletic players that you'll see on the field. She has a really quick step off of that 8-meter start, and she's able to protect her stick well. She's highly skilled, and that was just a nifty finish there.
So we'll get a rematch in the circle. Maddie Hardsock for BG against Annie Parker of Portsmouth. This one is straight up in the air, and it's Runke to the rescue for Portsmouth. Clippers look to play fast. Morgan Runke going to come down the middle and fire a speedy pass near side for Ginger Vinci Guerra. Vinci Guerra, one of the few freshmen playing in a big varsity game here in the semifinals. Crowd continuing to file in. A lot of BG gold and green off to our right. The Portsmouth fans in their maroon and gold to our left. 2 minutes in, 1-0 Portsmouth. Runke, a good move, a bouncing shot, swallowed up, but a whistle first. And another violation against the Cardinals.
Yeah, she knew exactly what she's doing there. It's actually a strategic play to try and draw that shooting space. She was dodging hard to cage, but because of the way that the Bishop Guertin defender slid, she's going to be set up for this 8-meter opportunity.
She went right to the cage on the first free position shot, and will do so on the second. To her right, the shot is batted down, but it rolls into the net for a goal. Well, it looked like the goaltender, Madeline Eder-Linnell, got a piece of that shot. Runke, again, went right to the net. And is now 2 for 2 on these free position shots, and Portsmouth's on the board, 2-0.
Yeah, you can see Runke with that first step. She's just able to get underneath Hartsock and Daly, the Bishop Guertin defenders. When you have someone that fast, you are advantaged in those 8-meter shots because she does have that speed to run it all the way in, right. Which a 1v1 versus Eder-Linnell, who did get a piece of it, that's really tough to stop.
Well, the Clippers are 2 for 2 in the circle. Parker trying to go 3 for 3. This one takes a bounce near side and will go to BG. That's Hartsock, fields it herself on a bounce about chest high. And is stripped. Good recovery defensively by Vinci Guerra. But another whistle is going to keep this at this end. As we near 3 minutes in, BG, their first possession on offense, trying to get on the board.
BG can set the tone here. You know, they are the underdogs coming into this game, and we'll see what they're able to do offensively. They definitely have the personnel to do it, but this Portsmouth, this defense is really solid. They communicate well, they move well, so they're going to need to work hard and play smart to find those openings.
Prunier off the screen right side. This is Teresa Prunier, the Holy Cross commit. Pretty good switch there, and Portsmouth will force BG to continue to work the perimeter as the Cardinals now go behind the cage. Goaltender for Portsmouth, Sage Boussier, another freshman. And as we know, both clubs with talented senior classes, but some key youngsters have played a role all season long, including Boussier in the net. Meanwhile, this is Lauren Redford, the junior, ran into trouble and lost the ball. Out of a cannon comes Parker for Portsmouth for the clear. And the Clippers, making things happen defensively, are going to give it over to the attack now with 4 minutes gone by. A 2-0 lead on the board and a chance to grow the lead here against the defending champ. Clippers will reset, throw it all the way around the horn, everybody getting a touch here.
That was exactly the defensive, first possession that they wanted to see. They played really solid 1v1 defense, and if you can kind of trust your defenders as individuals, that's going to set them up for success in this game.
Meanwhile, Parker going to spin to her right. Lost her balance, but the bouncer goes. However, we got a whistle on the shot release, and they're going to wave it off. The violation comes before the release. Thus, no goal for Portsmouth, but a chance for Parker to get the third here with another free position shot for Portsmouth. They're 2 for 2. Avery Runke scored twice. Parker's not going to shoot. It goes to Runke. They swing it far side quickly. But no room for a shot there for the UMass commit Sally Collins, who wisely pulls it back out. Now we got a 1v1 near side. Vinci Guara to her left, going to fire, and that one is set aside. Eder Linnell read that one well. The ball rolls all the way out of bounds near side, or no, it stays in. Now it's whistled as out of bounds. And it's last touched by Portsmouth's Lily Patterson. So BG, they hang on defensively. They get a save, but they can't get the clear. This one poked away at midfield, but not in a legal fashion as Morgan Runke is whistled up. Cardinals will keep it. Coming up in 6 minutes gone by, Portsmouth with a pair of free position goals from Avery Runke. Have the 2 seed out in front 2-0.
Maddie Hartsock, who we just saw in that clear for BG and has been the primary draw taker, she's going to be an impact player on both ends of the field. She's probably one of the fastest players on this field, and she is scrappy, and she will fight for those balls. So great to see her getting involved early on.
BG trying to crack the ice. This is Cameron Schmidt. Bucknell commit, the junior. And trying to shake free is Annalise Campbell. Of course, her older brother Katie came through the program. Cardinals will swing it. Near side, one-on-one. No room for Prunier. Pretty good piece of shutdown defense there by Portsmouth's Annie Campbell.
Yeah, Cardinals so far are not having success.
Wow,
with the 1v1 dodges, but the feed to the inside Campbell with that backhanded finish. That was really impressive play.
Yeah, kind of a scoop shot there for Campbell. In traffic, tough to get it off, but does so to get BG on the board as they cut the Clipper lead in half. It's now 2-1.
Yeah, that's a really skilled shot. You can see Campbell has really strong field awareness, and she feels that defender on her back. She's able to look over her shoulder. It's actually called a Twizzler shot, so she turned her stick over, twisted it, back, scooped that into the cage. Really great goal. Cardinals needed that one.
So the Twizzler.
The Twizzler.
Gets BG on the board. 2-1 here with now 7 minutes gone by. Meanwhile, starting to carve out an advantage for Portsmouth is Annie Parker, the Syracuse commit, now 3 of 4 at the face-off circle for Portsmouth. We talked with Parker earlier this season. Only a junior. Scary to think how good she may get to be a year from now, but seems like a very easygoing kid, a good teammate to have if you're Portsmouth. Meanwhile, this is a pretty goal for Sally Collins. Able to tiptoe through that BG defense and light the lamp as the Clippers retake a 2-goal lead, 3-1.
Yeah, you can see Collins here. She fights to get to the inside. She didn't have it in her right hand. Tucks underneath. And she's able to put that one low. If I were BG, these Dodgers from the Clippers, most of their offensive players are a threat 1v1, and so I would look to send that slide earlier and just be more aggressive, stopping ball inside the 8-meter. We see a new matchup inside the draw circle. This time Tess Pernier stepping in to take the draw for BG.
She'll take over for Hartsock. Parker, meanwhile, stays in the circle for Portsmouth. Again, this one goes up in the air. Like Parker got a stick on it. And then it's Morgan Runke who takes it off the bounce. And Portsmouth going to go left to right here, looking for their largest lead of this first half. Now nearly 8 minutes in.
Draw controls can be make or break for a team. I mean, you can have a great team like BG, but if they can't get the ball, they're not able to operate and perform like they would be under, circumstances with possession. So those draw controls and just really every possession is going to be so critical.
Parker has now won 4 of 5. Meanwhile, unguarded behind the net, at least momentarily, was Charlotte Marston, the Colgate commit. Try to find Marston on the back door. The pass a little too high. It's backed up by Avery Runke. And now back up top it goes for Collins.
See the Clippers working that motion up top, leveraging the flips, kind of screening
Parker,
the ball.
Quick trigger there from up top, goes wide.
I like their motion early on. They're keeping the Cardinal defenders on their toes, moving the ball quickly, dodging the cage hard when they have the opportunity.
Trying to dip that shoulder is Vinci Guara. Now on the far side, Collins. Back up top, Morgan Runke. Downhill, left hand shot, knocked aside. Ball loose near side. Parker with a collect that one from her knees. Somehow regains her balance, and Portsmouth is going to keep it right here with now 9 minutes gone by. Parker wants a one-on-one. Abigail Lynn, the defender, and Parker gets inside her for the score. Terrific 1v1 move there. Goal line extended. Parker's got 2 goals. Portsmouth's got 4. And it's a 4-1 Clipper lead here as we near the midway point of this first half. And now a timeout has come from the Bishop Guertin sideline as Leslie Y wants to talk it over. The 2-time defending D1 champs in a bit of early trouble here. Trailing by 3. With nearly 10 minutes gone by, it's 4-1 Portsmouth.
Parker has a great move there. She uses that stutter step, a little shake and bake to get underneath the defender, Abby Lynn. Deception is big there. You can see her. She's using her feet. She's using her body. Her stick is protected. Just a really well-rounded move.
Yeah, well-rounded player as well. Been asked to do a little bit of everything this year and has responded well. Syracuse going to be getting a good player. And we talked about the not only NCAA commits on both teams, but Division I NCAA commits. I mean, these are really 2 of the programs that year in and year out are sending student athletes to the next level. Bedford, of course, is on that short list as well. Bulldogs were winners earlier today, by the way, 13-0 over Nashua South in the other semifinal. But the point is, these are 2 of the premier programs from top to bottom in the state and have been for quite some time.
And when we think about, these players committed to playing college at the next level, they all play together on the club scene. They know each other well. They see each other play with and against each other year round. And so these are two teams, even though Portsmouth is new to Division I, they know each other very well.
Yeah. What's going on down there in the Cardinal huddle?
Cardinal, they need some juice right now. I think they started a little bit flat, honestly. I can anticipate some distractions. The seniors have graduation tomorrow. There's been a lot going on, but this game needs to be the focus. I think just being more aggressive. I think they can be more physical on defense. They've just kind of been letting Portsmouth run by them a little bit. So I think that they can even get more physical in the draw circle, and they need to step it up right here.
Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you. Semifinal coverage here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're broadcasting, of course, in conjunction with the NFHS Network, live exclusively on NFHSnetwork.com. We'll be back here on Tuesday night for the Division I championship game as well. And are looking forward to that. And, of course, we'll preview that game coming up Monday night on FNL Lacrosse, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Coach Chris Cameron will join me, of course, in studio for that. That's 6 o'clock Eastern live only on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, FNL NH Media on YouTube. BG, a much-needed win at the face-off circle. They get the draw control, and now they're off and running here right to left, hoping to get their second goal here of the first half and stem the tide a bit as they look to get this back to a 2-goal deficit.
We'll look to see if they have any extra energy, jump in their step coming out of that timeout. A draw control is a great start. Definitely what Coach Y is looking for.
Little one-on-one. Redfern has a cutter, gets into trouble, but a whistle is going to keep it here. That was Skylar Nafali, the junior who was surrounded there for a moment, but now Nafali will potentially fire on goal here. Free position shot. She's going to charge, shoot, and score. Goes upstairs. Free position shot starting to become a theme both ways. BG gets there first. They're back within 2 at 4-2.
Skylar Naftali she's a player who's seen her role change throughout the season. Start of the season, she was more of a secondary player coming in off the bench. Now she's a critical part of this offense, really filling the role of that attack midi position. That's a great goal for her, and she's stepped up and helped the team.
So Naftali makes it 4-2. We saw the Clippers score twice on the free position shots. We see one here from BG.
That's the reason why you call a timeout. You win that draw control, you get that goal, and now you're back in this game.
Yeah. Well done by Coach Y. A good response by the Cardinals. Can the Cardinals win a second straight face-off? They do. Hartsock able to pluck that one off the turf. And the senior will slow it down here and turn it over to the attack as the Cardinals look to cut the lead in half. Coach Y yelling, move it around. BG, they free up Prunier here, goal line extended near side. Wants a one-on-one. Nowhere to go. Gonna swing it. Seen some pretty good 1v1 defense so far. That time Annie Campbell not giving an inch. BG will slow it down. Kuchalakis to her right. Short pass, off target. Tried to hook up with Schmidt. And a whistle is going to settle this one to BG.
Cardinals got lucky there with an empty stick check to maintain possession, but, that was just a mix-up, miscommunication on offense.
Now it's Campbell. It has one of the 2 Cardinal goals. Prodi are going to shovel it back up top. And the Cardinals will space it out. Here comes Naftali downhill. Gives it over to Campbell. The defender here, Emily Kumpf. Another try for Schmidt to her left. Frees herself up and scores. Well, came off the screen, and there was no help whatsoever. Cardinals take advantage, and they're back within one at 4-3.
That was a great offensive set for the Cardinals. You can see that they've practiced this a ton. They're screening, and they're looking for those Clippers defenders to get mixed up. Clippers defenders clearly didn't talk about who was staying, who was going, and that left Schmidt wide open and a great lefty finish.
So midway through this first half. And now back-to-back goals from the Cardinals have BG on the verge of tying the game as they trail 4-3. That bench is fired up. They've won 2 straight in the face-off circle. However, Annie Parker has won 4 of the 7 overall for Portsmouth. Parker's got her eye on it and collects it at the knee. Portsmouth has it left to right. And now for the first time in a few minutes, the Clipper attack going to settle in on this end of the field.
The way this game has been going is a draw control equals a goal. And so we just see the importance of each draw building.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Runke showing you a little bit of the speed there, causing problems for the Cardinal defense. Another whistle and another free position shot on the way for Portsmouth. We've seen this before. Runke scored the game's first 2 goals on the free position shot. Instead, neglects to pass this one. The Clippers track it down and will settle in here. Lights are on. Sun starting to set here on the East Coast as we move towards the bottom of the 7 o'clock hour. And a chilly day here in southern New Hampshire. Rain was on and off earlier this afternoon. It's been overcast and chilly. Again, BG, a little out of position there. They commit the violation, and now we'll see what Annie Parker decides to do here from about 11 yards out.
BG defended that one well. You can see the Clippers, they were isolating Parker and Runke for a little 2-man game up top. BG was able to stop Parker, but they got to kind of clean up those fouls. Every time you push with that horizontal stick, it's another opportunity.
Meanwhile, this shot went off the post. Clippers, they get to the ground ball quickly. And they're going to fan out here and move it back around.
I don't know about you, but I feel the energy picking up a little bit.
Yeah, since the timeout, I think you nailed it. It was crucial for BG, trailing 4-1 at the time. They win the face-off and have scored 2 goals since. Meanwhile, look out. Physical play near the cage. Vinci Guaro went flying, and the freshman is going to draw another whistle here. So we get a second look at that. Goes against Haley LeBlanc, the Quinnipiac commit. Free position shot here, 5 yards out, but a tough angle. Looks like LeBlanc was bumped a little bit on the release. Clippers again, though, retrieve the ground ball behind the cage. They work it back out on the far wing. And will set back up on another possession here, looking to extend the lead to 2. Morgan Runke struck there on the split dodge, and another whistle.
Yeah, that's the kind of call that you're going to see at the high school level. Any check really toward the body, I would say at the college level, they probably let that one go, a clean play, but keeping it safe here.
BG crowd didn't like it. Shot and score. Morgan Rupke. Well, not much that Madeline Eder-Linnell could do there, as that one came off with some speed, and as a result, the Clippers extend the lead to 5-3.
You can see even, just a few steps into the 8-meter, the way that Runke, this time Morgan, is able to get her arms away from her body, from even that close in, she generated so much power on that shot that's nearly impossible to save.
And now 3 of the 5 goals for Portsmouth have come via the free position shot. So inside of 10 minutes to go first half. Clippers have played with the lead from the get-go. First goal came 1 minute in. Clippers building leads of 2-0, 3-1, and now 5-3. We're going to win a face-off here as well. Annie Parker has won 6 of 9 in the circle. lot of communication here. Cardinal defense talking amongst themselves. The bench staying engaged as well. And that's been the case most of the way here throughout the first half.
You can see Portsmouth, they get it around one time to get into their set. This time to set Annie Parker up to dodge.
Look at this. Parker weaving her way through the BG defense and making it look easy. Goes low. And Parker has herself a first half hat trick. 6-3 is the Clipper lead as they take their largest lead of this first half.
Several of the Clippers' goals so far, you can see result from their players being truly two-handed. Parker is able to use left, split to her right, and really with ease weave through the Cardinals defenders. If I'm the Cardinals, you have to stop ball there. They have to know that's coming. They can see them setting Parker up for that 1v1 dodge, and you just have to be more aggressive sliding to them.
See some of the BG fans who've made the trip along Route 111 from Nashua. Of course, a shorter drive for the Portsmouth faithful, who came down most likely Route 95. Another win for the Clippers. Avery Runke gets to it. And she's now operating at 70% in the circle. 7 of 10 in this first half. Portsmouth a chance to go up 4.
Again, the way they get set up, pretty predictable here. They're going to get it all the way around once. Everyone's going to get a touch, and then they're going to get set.
Avery Rumpke, no, make it Morgan. Wants a one-on-one. Gets inside and scores again. Goes top shelf. Again, so tough to stop one-on-one. Has the quick first step, and as you mentioned, the ability to switch hands as well. Clippers. Now it's 7 here in the first half. Still 8.5 to go until the break. 7-3 Portsmouth.
Portsmouth and their 1v1 Dodgers, they're really unstoppable. You can see LeBlanc, number 4, the BG low defender. She's hedging with her stick. She doesn't want that shooting space call because they're also likely to score on an 8-meter opportunity. But I think when you have someone like either of the Runke sisters dodging downhill to cage, you got to just get your body in front of it and, take the foul if you need to.
And the way the officials have been calling this game here in the first half rather tightly, seen 3 free position goals for Portsmouth. How do you adjust in real time if you're the Cardinals on the defensive end?
Yeah, this is a tough one. It's like, do you foul and give them that opportunity or give up the sure thing? I would say you have to just, get in front of them. No, I would honestly just be more aggressive with their slides. I think one thing with these downhill Dodgers is they haven't tested them yet to see, do they have that field awareness to look up and make the pass if they slide and enter into that double team. And so I would make that defensive change. Slide earlier, play aggressive in the double teams, and see what happens.
BG, a much needed draw control there. They get their 4th here in the first half. They now look to take the clock inside of 8 minutes, trailing here 7-3. Portsmouth has scored 3 straight on the other end. 3 different goal scorers combining here for 3 Cardinal goals. Campbell, Neftali, and Schmidt for the girls in green. All right, Campbell trying to muscle her way to the middle, but nowhere to go with 2 defenders there. Again, Emily Kumpft with her step for step. Now a whistle. And a violation here against the Clippers. So Neftali have another opportunity here to score on a free position shot. She cashed in earlier from a similar spot on the field as well, basically straight away. Going to go to the net, fire, that one's set aside. Sage Boussiere waving the wand, the freshman, coming up with her second save here in this first half. And a whistle along the near sideline is going to give Portsmouth a restart.
Yeah, so the officials are going to bring that play back. If you don't stop your feet, you have to plant your feet before you can actually restart. And so if you just kind of continue that play, they're going to make you come back to the place of the foul, set one, the player who committed the foul behind, and restart from there.
Meanwhile, a whistle. That was Portsmouth's Lily Patterson, who was surrounded. A little help from the official, and now the Clippers again on the move. This is Maggie Parker, the senior. Played well on the defensive end, helps out with the clear. The Clippers are back at it. Coming up in 6 minutes to go until halftime.
Possession has definitely been lopsided in favor of the Clippers, and so, we'll have to watch out for these BG defenders. Can they hold up playing this much defense? That's a tough ask of them.
Yeah, the time of possession battle has favored Portsmouth so far. Parker going to back trot here on the near wing and now look to go to work. Spin move, shot, erased on the bouncing attempt, but again a whistle on the release.
This is the exact situation, we just talked about earlier. It's like, does LeBlanc go and slide and try to stop that ball or risk the shooting space call? And I think at this point, when you see Parker that open in front of the cage, you have to just put your body in front of her.
Parker going to pass on the shot. 2 passes later, it's in the net. Little tic-tac-toe. Beautifully done. The execution, fun to watch. Portsmouth enjoying themselves as they take their largest lead at 8-3.
See a little sister-to-sister connection. We've got Morgan Runke assisting older sister Avery Runke for the goal. I'm sure they've practiced that one before.
I would say. Avery, the senior, on her way to Loyola, recently named an All-American. And Morgan Runke, scary to think, only a sophomore.
Yeah, she will have, on the club circuit this summer, she will definitely be a player that draws the eyes of college coaches. Big recruiting summer for these sophomores.
Yeah, September the 1st is going to be a big day, I'm sure. So 8-3. Portsmouth has now scored 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Just outside of 5 minutes to go first half. Another key face-off win for Portsmouth.
Cardinals there trying Anna Campbell in the draw circle, trying to find their answer to Annie Parker, but wasn't successful.
Well, now we're looking at LeBlanc become a little more aggressive behind the cage defensively. Marston, one-on-one move, defender falls down, shot set aside. Deflected there in cage by Eder Linnell. Kept inbounds after Portsmouth was able to get to the ground ball. Good hustle by Vince Iguara.
Surprised we didn't see a charge call on Portsmouth Charlotte Marston there. You see defender Kate Daly fell to the ground. Looked like Daly had good defensive footing. I think the refs might look for that call on another play like that.
Meanwhile, all 3 officials blow the whistle at the same time here. Got a slash, it looks like, against BG up near the neck area, according to the official. Ariana Kuchalakis, the Elon commit, shaking her head as she heads to the bench. Heads to the penalty box. It's the first either way. It's 2 minutes on the board here with just over 4 minutes to go in this first half. More importantly, Sally Collins has a chance to make it 9-3 and does so. Goes low. That may have went 5-hole. Either way, it's the first goal for Sally Collins, the UMass commit. Keeping the Portsmouth train rolling, so to speak. That's now 5 unanswered. The lead is 6 at 9-3.
Collins had a decision to make there. She's center hash. You couldn't ask for a more perfect position on an 8-meter opportunity, but her team is also a player up, and so you have to decide, do I go for it on this free position, or do I pull it out and give my team this player up opportunity, where they can work the ball in a set play that I'm sure they've practiced. In that case, I agree with her decision. Your center hash, you got to take it, and she finished.
How about 4 free position shots here that have found the net in the first half for Portsmouth?
That's a difference maker, and it's a really tough call, for Coach White. How do you coach your team in that situation? Do you say, hey, stop fouling? Well, then, are the Clippers just going to go to cage? it's, honestly, I would probably take those fouls, even though it's proving most unfortunate.
Right. And again, I guess this is true of most sports. The player in real time has got to adjust based on how the officials are calling the game. Because the officials are going to be, depending on who's officiating the game, different from contest to contest. But easier said than done when having to face a team this talented.
Yeah, there are certain things you can do, like a check to the head's going to get called every time, and so that's just a little bit more discipline.
A good job there by Lauren Redford. On the clear, draws the whistle. Now a backdoor feed trying to free up Redfern is dropped, and Avery Runke plucks this out of the sky for Portsmouth. Good ground ball there for the Clippers as the defense again causing havoc, but the outlet pass from the freshman goaltender Boussiere is a turnover as it's taken inbounds along the near sideline by BG's Kyra O'Connell. Future St. Anselm Hawk.
BG's lucky to get this one back because they're still a player down.
Right, for the next minute.
So they could have given Portsmouth another opportunity, which now, unfortunately, they're going to do with that pass out of bounds.
It's an errant pass. They try to hook up. They're trying to find O'Connell near side. It's another BG turnover. Meanwhile, a good clear up the near sideline. Vinci Guara on the receiving end. Morgan Runke is going to jog here near side, now hook up with Collins, who's coming downhill. Look out, shot set aside. Rebound near the cage, draws a whistle. A good heads-up play by Vinci Guara to corral the miss and now draw another whistle and set up here an upcoming free position shot from just outside the 8-yard line. Portsmouth has already cashed in 4 times on these situations, trying to go for a 5th. That one denied low. And eventually the rebound is collected in the crease as Maddie Eder-Linnell now with 5 saves in his first half unofficially.
That's a really big save by Eder-Linnell, giving her team a possession as they become even strength again. BG needs one here.
Here's Schmidt. As one of the Cardinal goals, going to slow down. We're back to even strength meanwhile, as we entered inside of 2 minutes to go in this first half. Coming up at halftime, a full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, and a preview of the second half, of course, as well as a look back at the earlier semifinal victory from the Bulldogs of Bedford, the top seed advancing earlier 13-0 over Nashua South. Meanwhile, this one, well, the pass was broken up, but again, a whistle is going to keep it here. Official Tabitha Osborne points to the 16-yard line as the starting spot here for Kuchelakis.
That was a hard whistle. I wasn't sure what was coming there.
Short pass across the zone. Ends up on the far side wing with Campbell. And the Cardinals again look for space to operate. Down to a minute 20.
No shot clock here in high school lacrosse, and so the Cardinals can choose, whether they want to go to cage now or work this ball around and hold for a last shot of the half.
Redfern been contained here in this first half. The future Villanova Wildcat finds Kukalakis back door, and she's hit from behind. Took a shot that may have jarred loose her goggles. Kukalakis swiping at her forehead, now ready for the free position shot. Goes to her right around the defender. The shot is high. Ends up out of bounds, backed up by Campbell. Down to a minute to go. Campbell right to the cage. Lost it out in front. Another whistle.
I noticed a difference here in BG's intensity of play. They've just had, 2 attempts going hard to cage. I think they're playing with a little bit more fire as Campbell dodges and now gets herself an 8-meter.
Campbell to the net. Trying to find some space and does. Got the shot off in a crowd. Sneaks that one inside the far post. And the Cardinals going to cash in with their second free position shot here in the first half with just 49 seconds to go until halftime. A much-needed goal that breaks up a 5-goal run from Portsmouth. and cuts into the Clipper lead. It's now 9-4.
Campbell off that 8-meter was in traffic pretty much immediately, but was able to protect her stick, kind of work for that to get that shot open. That's just, good ball control, good stick handler there, and a much-needed goal.
9-4.
Looks like the BG boys lacrosse team is here to support the girls after their win earlier today.
Yeah, they advanced to the semifinals with a quarterfinal victory over Concord. It was a blowout 22-4.
On the eve of graduation.
That's right. That's tomorrow, right? Afternoon?
Yes.
Always a big day, of course. So South has their prom tonight and BG has their graduation tomorrow.
Big weekend. It's a fun time to be a high school senior.
It is. This one is kicked ahead. Cardinals get to it. And that's a big ground ball there as Maddie Hartsock makes a key play here for BG, and now we're down to 30 seconds. Chance for the Cardinals maybe to score twice in the final minute. Prunier met with resistance near side, goes behind the cage. Campbell tiptoeing. Trying to creep through two defenders, lost it. Another whistle, though. It's going to keep it here. That's got the Portsmouth crowd a bit upset. It comes with just 19 seconds remaining. And another free position shot on the way. Campbell cashed in a moment ago. Goes right to the net, and the bouncer finds the same spot just inside that far pole. The freshman goaltender a moment too slow. Campbell's got 3 goals in this first half, and BG's got a little momentum here with just 15 seconds to go until halftime, back within 4 at 9-5.
Campbell is stepping up huge for the Cardinals. That was a big-time play. You can see she's picked up her intensity, and she's coming in clutch when they really need it. She's now back in the draw circle to take the draw, and they're really relying on her to kind of carry the team right now.
3 goals in this first half to set the tone.
I think we talked about playing to the refs earlier. She's going hard and getting those calls. So if you're willing to take that contact and play physical, chances are it's going to work out for you.
Prunier with 5 seconds to the cage. Shot goes wide. And that will do it for the first half. Well, the Clippers in the driver's seat really most of that first half. They scored with about a minute gone by. Took the initial 2-0 lead and then played out in front ever since. At one point, strung together 5 straight goals. However, BG, they end the first half on a high note. 2 goals in the final 49 seconds to draw back within 4. It's 9-5 Clippers at halftime.
Keys to this game right now are draw controls and whether you can dodge 1v1 and score or defend 1v1. That's been the name of the game. Win the draw and take those 1v1s, and the team who gets more of those possessions, and I think the defensive stops are going to prove to be really important in the second half.
All right, we'll take a break and come right back here. Kind of a short halftime, only 8 minutes or so, 7 minutes and counting, and we'll have the start of the second half. But before that, we'll look back at that first half, full recap, stats, and highlights as well. 9-5. Portsmouth on top of Bishop Guertin. A ticket to the championship game on the line. More in a moment. You are watching the coverage, our coverage, exclusive coverage of the 2023 NHIAA Division I Girls Lacrosse Semifinal right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
Halftime here in Exeter, where Portsmouth holds a 9-5 lead over Bishop Guertin here in this 2023 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division I Semifinal. Nick Anastas with Kristen Cameron. Portsmouth as the number 2 seed, looking to get back to the championship game, but this time the D1 championship game after they won each of the last 2 Division II championships. And so far, so good for Coach Currow and her Clippers. They score twice on free position shots to begin the game. Avery Runke went to the cage on both and scored on both. 2-0 Clippers with just over 3 minutes gone by. Then BG gets on the board. Annalise Campbell made it 2-1. But then Annie Parker, who, by the way, took every face-off and won the majority in the first half for Portsmouth. She scores twice to extend the lead to 4-1. That forced BG head coach Leslie Wyatt to call a timeout. Cardinals respond. Skylar Neftali scores on a free position shot, followed by Cameron Schmidt a moment or two later. And the Clippers, their lead was cut to 4-3 at that point. But then the longest run of the first half was put together by Portsmouth. Morgan Runke, followed by Parker, Morgan Runke again, Avery Runke, and then a free position goal for Sally Collins, and that was Portsmouth's largest lead at 9-3 with just over 4 minutes to go. However, the Cardinals end the first half on a high note. 2 goals in the final minute, both on free position shots, both scored by Campbell. Have the Cardinals back within shouting distance, so to speak, here to begin this second half. It's 9-5.
And they had the opportunity to score a third in those final 2 minutes.
Right.
Tess Prunier was close with just a few seconds left on the clock. I think to start this second half, I'm sure both locker rooms said, hey, step it up. These are a really big 25 minutes. The Cardinals playing from behind, they have a lot of ground to make up because 4 goals might not feel like a lot, but with Portsmouth, who's been winning the draw controls, that's going to be tough to fight back from. So these first few possessions are really key for them. If they can bring it, within 2-3 here, that's going to make a big difference.
Meanwhile, a discussion taking place at midfield between the 3 officials and the 2 head coaches. And whatever that was about, it seems to be settled now as both head coaches retreat to their benches. Ready to go. And it will not be Annie Parker taking the face-off here for Portsmouth. As Coach Curro switches up the personnel. Morgan Runke now will take the draw against Campbell. This one is snatched out of the air by Avery Runke, and Portsmouth immediately goes on the move as they move right to left here. Runke going to run out of real estate, slow it down, toss it over to Parker, and the Clippers are going to set things up.
You can see it right after that draw control. Runke actually switches out her stick with the defender, which means she's playing with a draw-specific stick. And so those are typically tough to catch and throw with after you take that initial draw. So the players switched it out, and now Runke's ready to play offense.
Here she comes, draws the slide, pass back door. Parker is jammed up, but eventually gets a bouncer to go. Another for Annie Parker, her 4th. And that shot released in the midst of a crowd as well. Portsmouth doubling up BG now 10-5.
Just a really heads-up play. You see Runke, she's dodging downhill really fast. And I said, do these downhill dodgers have that field awareness to pick their head up? Do they have that vision to see the open player? And Runke did. She found Parker. Parker finished. And that's a great duo. If you're the Cardinals, that was exactly how you did not want the half to start.
Yeah. Similar to the way the game started. Had a goal, I think it was about 60 seconds in on the nose for Avery Runke. Got the party started for Portsmouth, and now, 42 seconds in, it's Parker who scores her 4th goal. Meanwhile, off the draw control, we got another violation against the Clippers, so that's a win for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and Ariana Kuchalakis came up with it. There's actually a yellow card awarded to
you're right.
Portsmouth number 4.
Yeah, I didn't see that yet.
Yeah.
That's Ginger Vinci Guara, who is seated now in the penalty box. The freshman is tagged up.
From this far side of the field, I couldn't see exactly what happened there. Ref was signaling that it was, some kind of stick close to the head. The refs are calling a really tight game right now and not leaving much room for the players to compete physically.
We saw a penalty go against Bishop Guertin in the first half. We see one here, also of the 2-minute variety against Portsmouth. Meanwhile, Schmidt kind of grabbed a bit there, and as a result, a free position shot on the way as the youngster toes the 10-yard line, told to back up to the 12. And the junior eyeing the cage here. Shot, score. Just sneaks that one in. Sage Boussier tried to kick that one aside, but a split second slow. Another free position goal, now 4 each way. 10-6 hour score, and still a minute 8 up on the scoreboard with the penalty.
Those penalty calls and the free position goals are really dominating this game. It's at a way higher volume than you typically see as an offensive strategy. you'll just keep playing hard and drawing those fouls because you know those calls are going to come. It makes it really tough to play any type of physical defense, though, when, with how close the refs are calling this game.
So BG cashes in on the player up situation. But Campbell is too early on the face-off, and Portsmouth is going to get the win as a result. Unofficially an 11-7 advantage in the circle so far.
Yeah, with Ginger Vinciguerra for Portsmouth still sidelined from that yellow card, we're going to see the Clippers just pull this out, run around, and try and kill the penalty.
So how aggressive are you if you're the Cardinals here defensively to try to force that turnover?
Yeah, typically I'd say, okay, send the double, but I think what they're doing is smart, where they're actually just running number 4, Haley LeBlanc, as kind of this backer. Should they get beat 1v1, they have that second layer of defense. It's not smart to send 2 players chasing around this Portsmouth offense who are extremely fast. You're just going to wear yourself down, and so I like their approach right now with, kind of running this backer.
Down to 15 seconds on the penalty. Pass was knocked down, but Avery Runke gets to it. The Clippers retreat behind the cage, trying to kill off the final seconds of the penalty. This is Collins to the corner. Short toss for Patterson, who tiptoes the sideline. Back out for Marston, a whistle here. And a violation there against BG. We're back to even strength now. 3 minutes gone by, second half.
Clippers handled that pressure really well. That's one of the advantages on being player up on defense is you can pressure the ball and really play aggressive defense because you have that backer, that second defender waiting in case you get beat. And so I think the Clippers handled that pressure in that scenario really well.
Runke draws the slide and then falls down. Tripped up, took a hard spill. They have landed on that left knee right on the turf. A little slow to get up, helped up by her teammates. Call obviously is going to go against Bishop Guertin. We get a stoppage in the action here with 3.5 gone by. And it looks like the Clippers are checking on the well-being of Avery Runke. Member of the coaching staff out with the youngster as well. Trying to assess if the senior midi is hurt. Of course, she was recently named an All-American, going to play at Loyola, and has been really a cornerstone of this Portsmouth team for the last several seasons. Going to come off the field here to a round of applause, but clearly took a shot up near the mouth. And she is holding her jaw on the way to the Clipper bench.
She's a really fierce player, and a huge honor to be named to the Senior All-America game. There's only 25 players, I believe, they would do a North versus South, and to have that recognition, it's clearly well deserved. We've seen her high level of play today and throughout the season. Loyola's getting a good one.
We'll keep an eye on her on the sideline and hope that the senior can come back here sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, Portsmouth trying to settle in here. They've played with the lead the entire ball game. Now 4 minutes gone by, second half. Chance to rebuild a 5-goal lead. Drew a couple of slides there. BG able to recover defensively, and now Marston goal line extended. Put the smaller defender on her. Back out for Collins on the near wing. Collins ridden out. May have extended that stick a little too much. The defender there is Sophia Alton, the senior.
Yeah, that's that horizontal stick that's going to get you. I would say that defensive play from BG, that was much improved. They just shut down 2 1v1 dodges. That was the kind of improvement that they needed to make, but again, just cleaning up things like those horizontal sticks that are within your control.
Collins to the cage. Shot. Safe. Ground ball out in front. It ends up with Eder Linnell. Unofficially 5 saves in that first half for the sophomore. Now can the Cardinals clear? This is Kate Daly. Near side, Schmidt trying to weave past Collins. Picked up by Parker on the switch. Still in a full sprint. Down the near sideline, little toss for Campbell, and now the Cardinals will fan it out. Just over 5 minutes gone by, second half. BG a chance to get back within 3 for the first time in a while since about midway through that first half. BG, the two-time defending Division I champions, came up with a quote-unquote upset win in the quarterfinals over Dover, but that upset just based on the seeding, of course. Meanwhile, a whistle. And it looks like it's going to be Prunier here who will toe the line from about 10 yards out.
I like that play from Prunier. She's getting more aggressive. She dodged hard once, almost kind of did a little bit of a stutter step. Not quite a rocker, but then she re-dodged hard a second time, and that's when she drew that foul.
Meanwhile, a weaving move and a shot and a save. Boussiere on the doorstep says, I don't think so. The freshman able to wave the wand in time, and now the Clippers, in a full sprint right to left, are going to clear it as Maggie Parker has no problem by herself. And the Clipper fans being heard from here on a rainy night in Exeter. In fact, rain has picked up a bit, really since halftime. Kind of on and off, little drizzle in that first half, but you're seeing some horizontal raindrops here to begin the second half. Backdoor shot and score. Morgan Runke found a nice piece of real estate there out in front of the cage and took advantage. Portsmouth rebuilds a 5-goal lead. It's now 11-6.
There we have it again with the Annie Parker Runke duo. A different Runke in the mix this time. They're both, equally as threatening on the offensive end, but this team just really gels well together. They trust each other. You see, Annie Parker knew that Runke can handle that pass in traffic, inside in a tight space, and they just trust each other to make it happen. And, credit to Boussiere on the other end we'll give her another assist on that play because that save resulted in a goal on the other end.
Want it more!
And now a big face-off, or big draw control. Campbell's taken most of them for the Cardinals, going up against Morgan Runke again. It's the inside step, and now she takes a hard tumble. That draws a whistle. It draws the ire of the BG sideline as well. Good to see she's okay. Meanwhile, Morgan Runke is going to head to the penalty box. Yellow card handed out here. It's the second against Portsmouth in this half, which is now about 7 minutes old. So another opportunity for the Cardinals to cut into this lead, which still is sizable at 11-6.
Yeah, it looks like the referees are just checking to make sure that both teams are on sides there. We have two players kind of hiding near the Portsmouth bench.
Cardinals have scored twice. Or no, I'm sorry. Each team has scored once in a player-up situation. 20 seconds into the penalty. Campbell makes her move. Shot and score. Goes low to beat the freshman goaltender, who I'm not sure was quite ready for that one. Campbell now with 4 goals in this one to lead BG. Cardinals are back within 4, 11-7.
Campbell did it all on that play. She wins the draw control. She draws the yellow card, and then she ends up scoring the goal on the player-up opportunity. She is feeling it. I like what I see from her. And now we see BG on this draw control. If they can come up with this one, the penalty is not releasable on a goal. So Morgan Runke is still sidelined, and BG could have a chance to repeat on another player-up goal.
Let's go 5!
Meanwhile, BG starting to heat up at the draw control circle as well. They've won the last 2, and they've got a chance to even it up overall. The tally slightly favoring Portsmouth at this point by a count of 10-9. Of course, that's unofficial. Violation's going to win it. As Portsmouth gets to it. By the way, they had put Parker back in the circle there after she took all the draws in the first half for Portsmouth. Morgan Runke had begun the second half in the circle until a moment ago.
Sally Collins right now just running down this penalty, not looking really to go to cage. She's just running down the clock.
Still got a full minute remaining on the penalty.
BG can play a higher pressure defense right now. They can be more aggressive, press out on ball, because again, they do have that backer defender ready and waiting.
So blank. To the corner, Avery Runke. Good to see her back on. Took a shot to the face a few moments ago, but not slowed her down. And now, again, it's a game of keep away, down to 22 seconds remaining on the penalty, a whistle, and a timeout by Coach Currow. Got 19 seconds left to kill. She's going to draw something up here as we now played 7.5 minutes in this second half, and her club's lead has shrunk down here to 11-7.
That was a smart timeout by Coach Currow. You see, BG changed their approach a little bit. They ended up sending the blank in to go double team the ball. Her player looked like they might have been in trouble close to the sideline. She said, let's reset, get in a position to kill the rest of this penalty until Morgan Runke is released and they're even strength.
So they'll talk it up. Meanwhile, Bishop Guertin, as you observed, Kristen, came out with substandard, maybe, amount of energy in the first few minutes, fell behind by a score of 4-1. Then a timeout came from Coach Y, and they seemingly responded from that point, scored back-to-back goals, and as you said, have played a little more energetically and with a little more sense of desperation since about that 5-minute mark in the first half.
Yeah, I think coming out flat really hurt them. Portsmouth was just scrappier, more tenacious from the start. When you get in a situation where you're playing behind in the entire game against a really strong team, that is a dangerous situation to be in. For almost 50 minutes to have to come from behind. I mean, if they make a comeback here, this game could come down to the wire.
Getting a look at the weather here in real time. The lights, of course, are on as the sun has been set now for a little while. It's almost full dark. But more importantly, the rain and the cold. Quite the up and down week weather-wise here in southern New Hampshire. It was 90-something degrees just a couple of days ago. And today, for the most part, right around 50, 45 degrees. A little cold, a little chilly, and a little windy here on the seacoast. But as you've said before, Kristen, once you're on the field and in full game mode, you're running around, you got your temperature up, the weather doesn't really matter at that point, right, if you're a player?
No, I don't think in this type of game it makes much a difference. We look back to early March, and they were playing in much worse conditions. So
right.
Compared to then, this is a breeze.
Not as fun for the observers, though.
We're bundled up in here.
At least the ones outside. We're fine here indoors. Parker is doing just fine herself. How about 5 goals, and you knew that one was drawn up from Coach Currow. The execution, fun to watch. Portsmouth looking good as they go back up by 5, 12-7.
And that was a player down goal for Annie Parker, so she raced by every defender on the field. They really just didn't stand a chance. She's able to get underneath and then have a 1v1 with Eder Linnell with, you see 2 defenders trailing her. Great speed, great play, great coaching there.
Short-handed goal, number 5 overall for Parker. The junior, the Syracuse commit, who is now back in the draw circle. As well, Morgan Runke still in the penalty box for the next 11 seconds for Portsmouth. Nearly 9 minutes gone by, second half. Clippers keeping the Cardinals at arm's length here. A 5-goal lead back on the board. They've led by as many as 6. Campbell got the early inside track, the scoop. And And a whistle as well is going to secure it for the Cardinals. Draw controls again, evening up a little more in BG's favor. Portsmouth still with the overall advantage of 11-10. Prunier behind the cage, trying to orchestrate for the Cardinals. They got to get to work here as we approach the midway point, second half. Clock not quite a factor yet, but something to keep an eye on if you're a BG fan. Campbell has carried the attack today. One-on-one far side. Avery Runke digging in defensively, going to force her away. Now the pass mishandled behind the net. Prunier picks it up on the spin. Goal line extended far side. Defender giving her room. Little tic-tac-toe or little tippy-toe move. Pass across the zone for Kukalakis, who I believe was hit on the catch. Tried to make a move to her left. Ball flew out, but there was some contact. It's whistled, and now Kukalakis with a chance here from the right side on a free position shot. Cardinals have scored 3 times, all coming in the first half on the free position shots. Going to charge to the net. Shot and score. Kind of floated that one over the right shoulder of the freshman goaltender.
The way that play was set up prior to the free position was actually really, really smart by Kuchelakis. Instead of coming off the top side of the stack, which is what the Clippers defenders have been defending well, they were right on that. She actually sneaks on the back side of the stack and finds herself open. Unfortunately, Prunier was playing with her head up, had that vision, found Kuchelakis, foul in there. Again, those fouls have been converting well.
It's actually the 5th free position goal for BG. I misspoke. We've seen 4 on the other side for Portsmouth. So high total for both teams.
Yeah, those being more than 50% of BG's goals, it's very unusual. But again, you have to know how the refs are calling the game, and you should be looking to draw more of those fouls,
right,
if that's producing for you.
Right. We talked in the first half about having to make a real-time adjustment as a defender, but same goes for the attackers as well. All right. Hartsock to put her shoulder down. The Cardinals trying to build some momentum here. A chance again to cut the lead to 3 for the first time since midway through the first half. As we approach the midway point here, second half. Portsmouth has never trailed tonight and have led by as many as 6. BG, the 2-time defending D1 champs, trying to get back to the championship game Tuesday night, where their rival Bedford awaits. Bulldogs 13-0 winners earlier today over Nashua South. Campbell trying to free herself up, but nowhere to go out in front of the cage. Good Portsmouth defense. Cardinals will try their luck from the other side. Again, the defender giving some room. That's Annie Campbell.
Portsmouth is recovering really well. As soon as they kind of commit to that double, they're very quickly retreating, marking up the open girl, and I think if BG moved the ball a little faster, maybe they'd be able to find that opening on the backside, but so far this is really well defended.
Meanwhile, a split dodge here is going to draw a whistle, and Schmidt will be rewarded here.
Yeah.
So the Cardinals get another free position shot opportunity.
Another example is if you try to go through traffic, you're going to draw the foul. You may as well keep doing it every time.
Schmidt has scored twice. Third time, not the charm. That's a pretty save. Save number 5 for Bouchier, the freshman. Clippers now on the clear. This is Maggie Parker. Draws a whistle. Quick restart. Goes right past midfield, trying to cradle through 3-4 defenders before she finally finds a sanctuary here along the near side.
Maggie Parker has been so solid in the clears. She is fast, and she protects her stick, most importantly.
Yeah, it's been the other Parker who has done the heavy lifting in terms of the goal scoring, but Maggie Parker has been very good, as you mentioned, in the clear game and defensively. All right, we're now past the midway point of this second half, and for the first time in several minutes, the Clippers are back on the attack. They nurse a 4-goal lead here, 12-8. Coach Curo is down almost at the 15-yard line, trying to coach this offense in real time. Spin move, Parker, shot, and score. Boy, the footwork is impressive as she shakes off the defender and then lets it rip for goal number 6.
After 6 goals, you would think that the Cardinals would know that you can't let her dodge 1v1 like that. You can't just leave your defender, Ari Kuchelakis, on an island. So, Parker's going to do that all day long if they let her. Those isolations have proved to be very effective for Portsmouth tonight.
Parker with 6 goals, 3 in each half.
I think the Syracuse coaches are watching this one and they say, I like what I see.
Yeah. Whoever recruited her needs a raise. And again, still a year to go at Portsmouth High as well. Big win there for BG.
They're making those adjustments. They are finding success with Campbell in the draw circle. It's just, did they make those adjustments early enough in the game?
Yeah. Meanwhile, both teams making noise from the sideline as the benches have been engaged throughout. So have the two fan bases. And so have both defenses. Good communication, but still been a high-scoring affair as expected. These two teams met in the regular season a little over a month ago. It was a 16-11 Portsmouth victory. And now an unpopular call here as Avery Runke is going to head to the penalty box. It's the 3rd Clipper penalty of the half. And another player up opportunity here for the Cardinals for the next 2 minutes following the yellow card. However, the clock starting to become a factor. Just 11 minutes remaining. And a 5-goal lead on the board for Portsmouth, 13-8.
That was one of those calls. I'm not sure if I saw it. I didn't see contact there, again, further away from the play. But I think in this kind of, playoff game, a semifinal against 2 really strong teams, I'd let that one go. But fortunate for BG to have this player up opportunity.
Naftali draws a slide. Backdoor Campbell behind the cage to her right. Fires a low one and scores. Wow.
That's an excellent girl.
Boy, that one kind of cruised maybe 2 inches above the turf before it finally settles in the back of the net for the 9th Cardinal goal. Campbell's 4th, 3rd player-up goal for Bishop Guertin. And again, they're back within 4 at 13-9.
I think Campbell with this one of the reasons why I think this goal was effective is she used deception. She wasn't even looking toward the goal. It almost looked like she was going to pass it across the 8-meter. She drops her stick low, turns, and buries that one low. Booster wasn't even ready for it. I don't think she thought Campbell was going to shoot that.
No, I don't think she saw it at all. It, again, seemed to hover above the turf and kind of snuck in ankle high. So 13-9. And still a player-up opportunity for the Cardinals for the next minute 25. This is a big draw control win, though, for Portsmouth. Collins gets to it near side, draws a violation, and will have a restart here. And again, we've seen this throughout the second half. Clippers are a player down here. They actually scored a player-down goal earlier. But the Cardinals will have to chase. And now they've got their free safety, Haley LeBlanc, going after the ball. It looks like. Yeah, there's the double team in the far corner. Ball does come loose, but LeBlanc had to hack at her to do it. Patterson will keep it, and Portsmouth will restart again. Still shorthanded for the next 45 or so seconds. We're inside of 10 minutes now to go in the second half. Meanwhile, a big crowd behind the net near the end line. And again, it'll stay with the Clippers.
So any foul behind the cage there is going to need to reset on one of the 2 dots. So you can't just restart from anywhere behind the cage. So the ref is resetting Lily Patterson.
Patterson escaping to her right. Coach Curro directing traffic a few feet behind her. Final seconds ticking off the penalty. A little countdown from the Clipper bench. And a nice job there by Portsmouth. They get what they want. They take the game clock inside of 9 minutes. They're back to even strength. They're on the attack, and they're nursing a 4-goal lead. Well, the question becomes, if you're Bishop Guertin, how aggressive do you play this here? You're down 4, the clock becoming more and more of a factor. You've got to make some things happen, right?
Yeah, this is the time. I think we talked about this in the first game. At what point can you kind of start getting more aggressive, where if you're Portsmouth, start killing the clock a little bit? You're under 10 minutes, 4-goal differential. Now is the time. But this is not going to bode too well for them. With another yellow card that we just saw, Maddie Hartsock gets sent off. And now, at a time when you would want to double the ball, play more aggressive, you're going to be a player down.
Yep.
That's tough to come back from.
Second penalty against Bishop Guertin, the first since halftime.
This may be the most free position in a game all season.
Yeah, we saw that early and often. Portsmouth scored their first 2 goals of the game, both on free position shots. Nice save here. Eder Linnell, save number 7 unofficially for the sophomore, and it's a big one for BG. Now the Cardinals, a player down, trying to clear out of their own end along the near sideline. Katie Daly runs out of room, draws a wild reaction from the crowd amongst the whistles. And again, it's a push against the Clippers.
Yeah, so the refs are just holding up Kate Daly because Avery Runke committed the foul and needs to go 4 meters behind for the play to resume.
No problem here for Daly. Down to 1 minute remaining on the penalty. Coming up at the 7-minute mark, second half. BG with possession, chance to get back within 3.
Even though they're a player down right now, BG, they can't really waste any more time. They have to find a way to still be aggressive and work it to cage being down 4 goals with 7 minutes left.
Here's Redfern, far side. The Villanova commit. Maggie Parker has done a good job on her, keeping her off the scorer sheet. Campbell turns, shoots, knocked down, another save. Boussiere. 6 saves unofficially, none bigger than that there to preserve a 4-goal lead. Clippers have it, final 10 seconds on the BG penalty. About to expire here as we move towards the 6-minute mark. Floated over the top, this is Patterson. Cardinals really have to get out and challenge now. Annie Parker going to take over and say, everybody relax. Looks over her left shoulder at Coach Curro. Defender creeping closer and closer. That's Hartsock. Parker steps on the gas, and look at the speed. Down the middle, to her right, lost the ball. Whistle is going to keep it here.
Oh, that's just a whistle. I don't understand. I mean, she's running to cage. She's going to get bumped if you're, kind of going that hard. I'd say play on.
Collective groan from the Clippers and the Cardinal fans, both unhappy for different reasons.
Yeah, if you're Parker, you don't appreciate that call either. She had a better chance if they just, let her continue on.
But I think Portsmouth okay with not taking a shot there, right? You pull it out and you run some more clock, as we're down to almost 5 minutes now.
Yeah, this is a time when they have so many players who are so fast, who are great ball handlers. If I were them, I would take some clock down here. A potential risky play like that, I don't think it does anything for you.
Yeah, you gotta play wisely down the stretch with a lead, right? There's a fine line. Really, in any sport, there's kind of an art to closing out an opponent. And, of course, weighing the risks versus the rewards, a big part of that process down the stretch, right?
I think right now, if you gave either of the Runkey sisters the ball and said, I need 2 minutes off the clock, I think they could do it for you. But instead, here we have a turnover. A save is a turnover.
Yeah. How about 8 saves for the sophomore Eder Linnell? Meanwhile, she's being hounded. Going to roll one to Daly behind the cage. Good pressure provided there by Vinci Guaro, who's played well today, in my estimation. Intercepted. Collins picks off the Daly pass, and now numbers for Portsmouth. To the left. Shot and score. It's Marston who checks in here. The senior attack, Charlotte Marston. Gave a pretty good shot fake before the actual release. And the Clippers celebrating now as they rebuild a 5-goal lead with just over 4 minutes remaining, and now a timeout has been called by Bishop Guertin.
That was a really pretty finish by Charlotte Marston and a great unselfish play by Sally Collins. Sally Collins gives up the ball. Marston not just dips with her stick, with her whole body, sells that low, and then finishes high. That's textbook faking. That's how you do it.
And the Clippers show you what they can do when they turn you over, right? That ride produces the interception. They get a numbers advantage, and they cash in near the cage, just as I'm sure they've practiced really all season.
Yeah. And now BG, 4 minutes to play, down 5 goals. This is a really tough one, and they're going to try to talk about it, see what they can come up with, but this is a tough deficit with so little time left on the clock.
Well, these seniors who, as you mentioned, are going to graduate tomorrow, these BG seniors, obviously, if they do end up on the wrong end of the final score here tonight, are going to be disappointed, but nonetheless, a great career for these seniors. Of course, the back-to-back championships in 2021 and 22. They did it over Pinkerton in a blowout 2 years ago. They topped Bedford last year. They get back to the semifinals. And unfortunately for these seniors, they did not have a freshman year due to the COVID-19 situation. But all in all, when you look back at a 4-year career that included 3 seasons and 2 rings, I'd take that. I'd take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, these seniors have been really impressive leaders on both ends of the field. I think for BG, I could speak to Tess Prunier in particular. I coached her when I think she was, maybe 12 years old, started coaching her. She was one of my first teams that I coached for the Tomahawks, and she's just, grown up through this program. She's such a leader. Kate Daly, another senior for the Cardinals, headed to the U.S. Naval Academy next year.
Right.
Just great people to play with, great people on and off the field, and if this doesn't go the Cardinals' way, they left a really strong legacy behind.
Yeah. All right, still 4 minutes to go. 4:07 to be exact. This one not quite over yet. Clippers, though, have led wire to wire, and will have a chance here to equal their largest lead. All right. Campbell has been the workhorse in the circle for BG. Going up against Morgan Runkey here. This one's up in the air, but whistled dead immediately and given to the Cardinals. We're going to restart without hesitation. Clock inside of 4 minutes. Campbell fires a bullet pass near side, taken by Redfern. Redfern given room, goal line extended. Short pass collected behind the net. That's Prunier again. Bodied up, moves to her right, shoots, save made by the freshman. Sage Boussiere. He's looked good, and seemingly he's gotten stronger as the game has gone on. This pass too long, intended for Collins, now batted back towards midfield. It's whistled dead and given back over to Bishop Guertin. 3:20 remaining.
Cardinals, if they want to try and come back in this game, they have to pop these goals in quickly. You don't have time to get touches and get it around. You have to go hard to the cage. For them, I would just try to draw these fouls and just score off 3 positions.
Down to 3 minutes now.
Yeah, this working the ball around, they're just taking time off the clock to Portsmouth's advantage.
Kukalakis, backdoor weaving shot, set aside. Boussiere another. It's her 8th save unofficially. 5th of the second half. Campbell, double team, passes too high for Kukalakis, but violation on the pass. 2.5 to go.
Saved by the whistle.
Yeah. And now again a free position shot clock, though. Tick, tick, ticking inside of 2:20. Campbell weaves to the right, shoots, and scores. That'll stop the clock. With 2:14 to go, Campbell pops another for the Cardinals. That is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Bishop Guertin. However, is it too little, too late here with just 2:14 to go and the gap still 4 goals, 14-10 Portsmouth?
This is a highlight reel type game for Campbell, who is just carrying this offense. She's made such a huge difference on the draw. But again, it was a tough deficit early on. They were going to have to battle back from throughout the entire game. And against a team like Portsmouth, who's so stacked on both ends of the field, it's a tough ask.
This one up in the air a couple of times. Still loose. Kukalakis has the inside track and gets to it for BG. Whistle. We'll touch it up quickly. Cardinals down at 2 minutes. Still trailing by 4. Schmidt runs right into the defender, Avery Runke. Runke caught the brunt of that, lost her balance. Is going to get hit with the violation anyway. Schmidt maybe too deep for a shot, we'll see. 16 yards out here. Minute 50 remaining. 2 defenders in front of her communicating. Schmidt passes on the shot, goes near side slot for Redfern. Redfern trying to shake herself free. Shot and score. Lauren Redfern, who had been contained for most of this one, scores her first goal with 1:38 remaining on a nice one-on-one move. And BG is back within 3 for the first time since midway through the first half. But they're down to just 98 seconds and still trail by 3.
Redfern has been one of the key contributors to the BG offense all season long, and to have her be quiet for so long tonight definitely doesn't help. Great to see her answer at the end of this game, but 3 goals again, it's really tough. It's fun to see this game picking up speed, energy, intensity. The crowd's loving it. Both benches are so into it, but I don't know. It's a tough situation to be in. I think Portsmouth is starting to get excited.
Some of the members of the boys Clipper team is here as well. At midfield, they got a couple of pizzas being passed around. Part of the celebration, I'd imagine. Whistle, violation, BG's got it. 90 seconds to go. Cardinals down 3. Trying to get within 2 for the first time since it was 3-1 in the opening minutes. Behind net, Campbell. Make it. Redfern is going to fire and score. 3 unanswered here by BG. In the last 50 seconds, they've scored 3 goals. They're back within 2, and Portsmouth wants to talk. Timeout, Clippers. Minute 14 to go. Their lead trimmed to 14-12.
This is interesting. This is getting fun. I wish this had happened with about 5 minutes left in the game. I think, unfortunately, with 1:14 left, Coach Curo took a really smart timeout. She now has time to reset her team. The next draw control is really important, but I still think there's not a lot of time here. I mean, maybe best case scenario, a tie if BG can win 2 draw controls and get 2 quick goals in. But I think if Portsmouth does this right coming out of the timeout, they could walk their way to the state championship.
I think it hinges right here on this draw, right?
Yeah, this is a big one.
Clippers have played it differently depending on the half. It was Annie Parker who took all of them in the first half, I believe, and It's been Morgan Runke who's taken most in this second half. Campbell has been in the circle for BG the entire second half at least. All right, they go back to Parker. Interesting. Minute 14 to go. 2-goal game.
See the way both teams are lining up. It's very lopsided. Each team has 5 defenders back. And so you see only, 3 defenders on each attacking end. They're both just trying to be as prepared as possible should the ball come their way.
Campbell against Parker. It's loose. It's whistled. And it's a violation. They go to the Cardinals again. The BG crowd loves it. Here we go. They're down 2. Hartsock keeps it in bounds along the far sideline. Looks at the clock. It's down to 1 minute. Prunier wide open in front. Knocked aside. Boussier another save. Redfern on the ground ball. Quickly to Naftali. Had it poked loose. Kukalakis swipes in and has it. Down to 45 seconds remaining. Redfern back up top. Wants a one-on-one. 2 are left. Draws the slide. Backdoor shot. Didn't quite get off for Schmidt. Loose on the ground ball near side. Whistled. They give it to Portsmouth. 36 seconds remaining. Clippers get the stop they wanted. The sideline loves it. The officials want to make sure the players are lined up in the appropriate spots here with now less than 34 seconds remaining. There's the whistle. Clock starting. Maggie Parker up the middle. Weaves her way past Kukalakis. Campbell on her left hip. Prunier is going to get called. Whistled for a violation. Clippers swing it back near side. Down to 15 seconds. They get the clear. This is Sadie Alady, Virginia Commonwealth commit. Gets rid of it from Marston, who runs out of a crowd. Down to 4, down to 3. Going to whistle it one more time, and now that'll do it. The Portsmouth Clippers with a wire-to-wire win. They beat BG. 14-12 is the final score. They were led by Annie Parker's 6 goals. And for the first time in a very long time, Bishop Guertin will not be in the championship as their 2-year reign as D1 champions is over. The Clippers will look for a Division I championship on Tuesday night when they take on the Bedford Bulldogs after winning the last 2 in Division II. This one seemingly was going to be the Clippers' night from the get-go. They scored 2 goals, both on free position shots from Avi Runke. It took an initial 2-0 lead. They stretched that lead to 4-1 after Annie Parker scored twice, sandwiched the 2 Runke and Parker goals around the Annalise Campbell goal for BG. So 4-1 at that point. A timeout was called by Bishop Guertin. The Cardinals responded by scoring 2 straight. Naftali and Schmidt got BG back within 1 at 4-3. Then Portsmouth rattled off the game's longest streak, 5 in a row. Back in that first half, Morgan Runke on a free position shot, then Parker. Morgan Runke again, Avi Runke, and then Sally Collins' lone goal came inside of 5 minutes before halftime. 9-3 Portsmouth at that point. That was their largest lead of the game. BG scores twice, both on Campbell free position shots in the final minute before halftime. 9-5 was our score at the break. Second half, Parker continued to impress, scored another for Portsmouth, 10-5. At that point, BG got another from Schmidt on a free position shot. That was a player-up situation for the Cardinals. Morgan Runke checks in again, 11-6, about 7 minutes into that second half. Campbell on a player-up situation, scores her 4th for BG, makes it 11-7 at that point. Parker, the answer a moment later, 12-7. Ariana Kukalakis, her only goal came about 10 minutes into that second half on a free position shot. Parker, another, made it 13-8. Portsmouth, Campbell claws BG back within 4 at 13-9. There's about 10 minutes to go at that point. Charlotte Marston, following a turnover, scores a transition goal with 4 minutes to go, 14-9. It looked like the writing was on the wall at that point. But BG goes down swinging. They score 3 goals in the final 2 minutes. Campbell, her 6th, and then back-to-back goals from Lauren Renfrew, and made this interesting over the final minute 14, but in the end, another key save for freshman goaltender Sage Boussiere kept Portsmouth in the driver's seat. 9 saves tonight unofficially for the freshman, and the Clippers run out the rest of that clock. So the final score ends up being 14-12. Portsmouth, they will face Bedford in a 1-versus-2 battle on Tuesday night.
We knew this game would be a battle from the start. I didn't have a good feel for who would come out victorious before this game, and it was exactly the game that we expected. 2 teams going back and forth, and it really did come down to the wire with a crazy opportunity to potentially cut it within 1. But, Portsmouth, I think, throughout the season, they've proved that they are one of the 2 top teams in the state. It's number 1 versus number 2, and I think we're in for a really good championship game.
What do you expect?
Bedford winning the regular season matchup by 4 goals. I don't think I see a 4-goal difference between the 2 games I just watched. Bedford looked really strong in their first game with a shutout against South, but they didn't just have that really competitive game that carries them in with that kind of intensity that Portsmouth just played with. And so I think we're going to see, a team like Bedford who's a little bit more rested heading into the championship, but Portsmouth just played a really intense game and they had to battle, and that could fare very well for them heading into the championship.
All right. I want to thank a few people tonight, including our friend Don Boyle over at the NFHS Network for, again, giving us the green light. Appreciate working with them. Of course, Tuesday night, the exclusive live coverage will be provided by us at Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, but will be streamed once again on the NFHS Network and on NFHSnetwork.com. It's a Tuesday night, 7 o'clock start right here. Kristen and I will be back in the booth, so we appreciate Don working with us. Of course, Bill Ball here in Exeter and his staff, which includes the great Sherm Chester. We appreciate the hospitality. And, of course, our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire crew. Long day for our dual videographers, starting this morning up at St. Ansem and doing a great job for both of these semifinal games tonight here in Exeter. I want to thank John Barron and Matt Beals. And, of course, the whole thing was put together by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studio. The whole thing, of course, overseen by Steve Beals, our executive producer, who was up here again tonight with us in the booth. Kristen, it was fun. Enjoy the beach plum on the way home. And I'll see you on Tuesday. Great job as usual.
I'm excited. Can't wait to be back.
Looking forward to it. My name is Nick Anastas. Saying so long. Final score, final time. Portsmouth 14, Bishop Guertin 12. This has been a presentation of the 2023 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division I Semifinals. Right here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.